Hello, my name is EJ Manharris, and today I'll be talking about why bowling two-handed is more beneficial than if you were to bowl one-handed. Bowling is an ancient sport. There were traces of the sport dating back over 5,000 years ago in Egypt. Since then, there has been a debate on whether to use one or two hands while bowling. Here's why bowling two-handed is better than bowling with one hand. Two-handed bowling allows for greater velocity, more spin, allows one to be able to adjust to lane conditions easier, and is ultimately cheaper than if you were to bowl one-handed. Speed is an important factor to the game. If a ball isn't thrown at a good speed, the pins will not attack each other as effectively, causing there to be the possibility of leaving a pin instead of them all falling. Two-handed bowling allows for there to be more upper body force, while with one hand it makes it difficult to swing the bowling ball back since they are only using one hand to bowl. Some bowling professionals and amateurs believe that bowling revolves around ball speed and power. Others believe that the speed is what makes the pins mix correctly. Spin is easier to come by with two-handers than with one-handers. With two-handers, the non-dominant hand helps to add revolutions to the ball. These revolutions are what you call rev rate in bowling. It's the same thing as calling it spin. Two-handed bowlers also aren't allowed to use a thumb hole, but this actually also helps to add to a player's rev rate. Some believe that a high rev rate helps to increase your chances of getting strikes and will even help with your spare game. On every bowling lane there is oil, which helps to dictate where the ball goes. Sometimes you have what's called a house shot, and they are found during a league's game, but with pro and even amateur tournaments, there are some very advanced oil patterns out there. Sometimes there are two different patterns on two different lanes. One-handers, since they're not getting as many revs or as much speed as a two-handed bowler, they're not able to adjust their aiming points as easy. Two-handers can move their feet left and right more confidently and can change their aiming point much easier. Being able to do this allows for a greater chance to score strikes. Two-handed bowling is cheaper than one-handed bowling for several reasons. Two-handers don't have to pay for a thumb hole to be drilled, since they aren't allowed to use one, and two-handers don't pay for grip tape like one-handers. Drilling a thumb hole could easily cost $5 to $10 depending on where you are. Some bowlers could have 10 balls with them. If they are two-handed and they have this many bowling balls with them, they would be saving a lot more money compared to a one-handed bowler who has to get that thumb hole drilled. One-handers pay for grip tape to help them get revs on the ball since it's harder to come by with these one-handers. These grip tape boxes cost around $15, and once the tape is applied, it is non-reusable. Two-handers don't have to worry about this, and they don't have to worry about running out of the tape. Saving this money could add a new bowling ball to your collection, a flashy new bowling shirt, like the one I'm wearing right now, or a new bowling ball bag. Bowling two-handed has a lot of benefits to it. You're getting more speed on your shot as a two-hander. The amount of spin you get as a two-hander is a lot more than if you were a one-handed bowler. You can change the oil patterns easier as a two-hander, and you save more money than a one-hander since two-handers aren't paying for that thumb hole to be drilled and the grip tape. The bowling ball is also very hard to swing back with one hand. Bowling two-handed has now become the new topic of bowling. There's 3 two-handed bowlers that I'd like to talk about. So, everybody thinks that two-handed bowling started with Jason Belmonte, which would be around the 2000s up to now. He bowls currently on the PBA Tour, and people consider him arguably the greatest bowler of all time. But bowling two-handed actually started in the late 80s by a guy named Chuck Land, but nobody really believed in two-handed bowling. Everybody was one-handed, so they honestly thought he was cheating. But Kyle Troup, whose home station is Penn Station in North Carolina, he is from Taylorsville. He has the record for most earnings in a year. I've actually met Kyle Troup. He's a very polite guy. All of those bowlers are two-handed bowlers, and they have helped to turn two-handed bowling into what it is today. Thank you.